Hi, I'm Chef Jeff Trombetta, and today we'll be demonstrating how to prepare brown stock. Brown stock using veal bones or veal scraps, using mirepoix, which is French for aromatic vegetables, predominantly carrot, onion, celery, and some herbs, spices, and what have you. So I will start with that. I will cut that. I have some veal bones cut already. I will demonstrate how to chop them, but you don't have to do that. That can be dangerous. And we will brown those items because that's going to help with the color, and that's how it gets its name, hence brown stock. And so once we do that, then we will add the proper ratio of water, and we'll bring that up to a simmer, and this cooks for hours. Depending on the size of the cut of the bones and or meat scraps, it could take up to 12 hours. We strain it, and then we start again to make a sauce. We need a stock first. The stock can be used as is for a soup, or it can be converted and further reduced for a more concentrated flavor to make a sauce. So I shall begin. So I need to start my pan hot, and now these bones here, they're already cut into small pieces, all right? And so I don't need to cut them anymore. I have my sanitized water here, and I have other bones that would need further fabrication. Now I'll demonstrate to you, mainly to show you how hard it is. But you buy them this size, and we make them in big batches commercially. We make them in 10, 20 gallon, 30 gallon, and even 50, depending on the size of your establishment. But anyway, part of this class is technique. So I will use a cleaver, use this part of the cleaver, and it's in the wrist, not in the elbow, okay? And you just kind of, like that. Now the reason why I'm cutting the bones small is because, and that's all I'll do for you, because it messes up the station, and I really should be doing that for proper sanitation. I should be doing that after I cut my vegetables. So, but I'll just sanitize the cleaver, and I will sanitize my board. But the reason why that I am cutting the bone so small is to allow a lot of surface area to be exposed to the liquid to get the flavor out, so I don't have such a long cooking time. Now, we practice knife skills in our class, but for mirepoix, just do rough cut. Rough cut means cut them kind of small, but they don't have to be uniform. You just want to expose a lot of the surface of the vegetables, so again, the flavor comes out quicker, and the leaves we'll save for later. When they go in, we don't have to brown them. That goes in with the other aromatic herbs. That's actually called a bouquet garni, okay, a bouquet of fresh herbs, which is going to give the stock some depth. So that's good. That's a rough cut. Again, if I was eating that, I would cut it nice and uniform, but it's going to be strained out. Okay, the stock, all this stuff, the bones, the aromatic vegetables, gets strained out. Now the reason why I cut my celery in a line is, again, to expose a lot of the surface area, the inner surface, the flavorful part of the vegetables, and so I get maximum flavor extraction as I'm cooking the stock, all right? And plus shorten the cooking time, and that's because I'm cutting them small, all right? Again, with your knife methods, you have kind of the chop, you have the rocking motion, you have the slicing motion, okay? Whatever's comfortable or more suitable for the job. Now the ratio, if you were really in a strict sense of mirepoix, would be 25% carrots, 25% celery, and 50% onion. Most chefs don't carry it too strictly because it's a good use of vegetable ends and trimmings that are left in the kitchen after cutting them for other purposes. Then you have a lot of vegetable remains, and so they just put them in. Because it takes a really fine palate to distinguish that it was 25% carrot, 25% celery, and 50% onion. But anyway, the point being that it's more onion than carrot. But I have probably pretty close to that ratio. Certain times it just doesn't make sense to measure. All right. Now later I'm gonna put, after it comes to a boil, I'm gonna put all of these herbs, and this is parsley. I'm going to put a couple bay leaves, and I'm going to put a couple sprigs of thyme. So that's going to be my bouquet garni. Now, contrary to what you read, in a strict sense, we should tie this all together so we could pull it out. It is really not necessary because we're going to strain it out anyway. So that's my bouquet garni, and I could put, I'm just going to lean over here and rinse that because I don't think the celery was quite washed. And that celery leaf is going to go in my bouquet garni. Everything is prepped up, and that's the first part. That's my mise en place, my advanced preparation. And so now what we do is we're going to go over to the stove, and I'm going to brown this into a saute pan. Now I had my pan on hot. I didn't put my oil in yet because the oil will burn. The oil will burn. So this is just some vegetable oil, and you don't want a lot. See how it's smoking? That's good, because I want a lot of color. And I'm going to put my bones in there. Now I could throw this whole pan in the oven. It's quicker on the stove if you have a small batch. This is a small enough batch to do on the stove. Okay? To me, you could never have enough bones or scraps, because that's just flavor. Just going to add more flavor. All right? So, I will be right back. I'm just going to sanitize my hands a little bit. Now, all right, so that's going to brown, and I'm going to brown my mirepoix also. All right? I got a good jump on that. I have it up full blast. I'm going to pick up what I don't want in there. I'm going to dump the rest. All right? We could always get color later, which is one of the reasons why you brown the bones. And the mirepoix is for color, because a lot of that color washes off into the water. All right? But also because you get a different flavor. You get a roasted flavor. The bones, what we call caramelization, or caramelizing the bones, caramelizing the vegetables, what happens is the natural sugars is what's browning. And that flavor really comes out and almost makes a sort of sweet type of stock, eventually sauce. But this is a big batch of stock. It was up to here. Now it's up to here. You can't see in there, but trust me. And it's up to here. And we're reducing that down with more vegetables and meat, which I will show you in the next lesson. But more vegetables and meat to concentrate the flavor and to make a sauce consistency. A stock is a soup consistency. It's a broth. It's brothy. It's not really a broth because a broth is made with meat and a stock is made with bones. But it's really whatever trimmings you have in the house. So, but I'm getting nice color. Just want to stir that around a little bit. I don't want to burn the pan, but I want it to develop a nice fond or crust or bottom on the pan, a nice brownness. I'm going to deglaze the pan, and I'm going to lift that fond up, and that color is going to also help with the stock. Okay? So we're going to maximize our flavors that way. So this is reducing, just so also while it's browning, if you could see, this is like a hockey puck. This is a nice gelatinous, natural reduction brown sauce. No flour added at all, because I started with a stock. Now this is not as tight as the darker brown sauce I just showed you. This is a gelatinous stock, and it has
Excuse me. My bones are cooking. And I'm coughing. So, this has gelatinous in it, and this is a nice stock because this has been cooked a couple times with a series of bones and mirepoix. This is not the first run. Okay? Now I could use this to add to that to make my brown sauce, which I will show you later, but the real purpose is to show you a stock from clear water. So we have the various stages of production, and this is browning along pretty nicely. We're going to get more color. When you get down to this sauce consistency, okay, the concept is to maximize flavor, color, and consistency. Flavor, color, and consistency. Flavor, you want to get a nice, good, rich meat flavor. This sauce can be used for veal, chicken, turkey, duck, beef. That's your flavor. Not too bitter, not too reduced. Okay? Consistency means it just has a nappe. It'll just lay on the plate. Okay? It'll hold its shape, but you can still roll it around the plate. Okay?